Thank you for logging on to the Voice Sports Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And good evening, and welcome to a very hot day here in Hartford City at Bruin Field as the Bruins play host to the Eastbrook Panthers. Not a far trip for the Panthers, but a small trip nonetheless. And as always, with me in the booth is the ever-popular and book of knowledge, the Bearcat, Vince Brown. How you doing, Vince?
No, thank you. Thank you, Steve. I enjoy doing these games. I just was thinking about what you told me last night. You know, to each team, you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yes, sir.
And I must be the weakest link from the team, because you said every time we've done a broadcast, Blackford's lost. So I'll try to become those stronger in the chain, and maybe it won't be broken tonight. We can get a win.
Maybe.
A conference win. We need one really bad.
We do. We need one bad. So, Vince, I was thinking yesterday on the trip home and this today while I was working, and I think we're going to start something new here. I want to know what you think the keys to winning this game are. What do the Bruins have to do?
I thought about it during the day because I thought you may be asking me that question. First of all, Eastbrook's 1-2 and lost 9, 1-3 in the conference. So, in the first inning, we're going to have to shut them down.
Yes.
We cannot allow them to get the lead and play from behind off the get-go. Offensively, we're going to have to put the ball in play, make things happen, and try to get a lead and try to hang on to it. And I was talking to my brother Bud just a few minutes ago for the game, and he was asking about the Blackford Bruin team. They told him they lost a lot in a row, 7-11.
Right.
He said, you got to have the attitude that when you're out there, they're not going to score. And when you come to bat, you're going to score. And if it's the bottom half of the seventh inning and you're behind, you're not going to make an out.
Exactly.
It may not do that. And he said, especially if he was the last out of the game, he was really determined to get a hit or a good hit to keep the game, but to extend the game, I reckon that's what you'd say, and give his teammates a chance to win. And he was talking about a game that they played back in 1970. It must have been the 75 season when he was a senior, and they were getting beat by Alexandria.
Yep.
And they was almost getting beat by the 10-run rule, and they came together in the dugout and said, we're better than this. We're not going to let them beat us by the 10-run rule. Matter of fact, we can come back and beat them. That's exactly what happened.
That's the mindset that you have to have.
So you have to have the mental toughness when you're playing. And Yogi Berra, I think everybody knows who he was.
Yeah. Yep.
Played Major League Baseball for the New York Yankees as a catcher. And he was talking about playing in Major League Baseball. Everybody's got the ability. And he said playing Major League Baseball is 50% physical and 80% mental, or 90% mental. That doesn't add up.
Yeah.
What he's trying to say is everybody's got the talent, and it's those teams that are the mental toughness.
Yeah, talent is only a small portion of what it takes to be a winner. And I know that when my son was younger, he had a coach that taught him the very same thing, that winning was not all about the talent that you had, but it was more about the passion and the love that you had for not losing.
Yes.
And I'll never forget how he took a bunch of 9-year-old kids that had the attitude, well, we're just from Blackford, and that's why we lose, and turned them into the sophomores that you see out here, and that guy is Ryan Heaston. And I'll never forget that, and I'll never have enough to say and enough thank yous to give that man for giving that to those boys, because they're the ones that are out there now and hopefully going to turn this this program around by the time they're seniors. And
yes.
So with that, let's go to a commercial,
Okay.
and then we'll come back, okay?
Okay.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption on that. And what I was getting at was that I think that's what these kids need to do, is to get that mindset of refuse to lose, because you can see it on their faces. And when they start getting down or they give up that one big inning, you could see their faces. Last night, Dayton Dow, I told you that he was pitching one of his best games, and he had really good velocity. And then they gave up those three runs in the first inning, and you could just see after that error by Blaine Riddle, the intensity slowly start to decrease throughout the rest of the game.
And I talked to Jack Bennett, the pitcher, last night, and I said, you look kind of nervous at first. You know, that was only the third game he pitched. He said that was his first conference game pitching in 2 years because of an injury. And he said he was kind of, nervous at first, but after they got the 3 runs by him in the first, he felt more confident going out to the second.
Winning always breeds confidence, but it's those that can find that confidence when they're losing and still maintain that. Those are the real winners.
Yes. Frank Coos, the first coach of the Indianapolis Colts, was a Marine drill sergeant. Then he coached Arizona State, took 95 players to the desert. Arizona State only had 29 come back. And my brother had lunch with him one day, and he said, Bud, it's not you have to have the desire to win. It's you got to hate losing more. You got to hate losing more than you love winning.
Then you love winning.
Get your players into that set where they refuse to lose, as you say. Then.
Exactly. And with that, let's start with the lineup of the Eastbrook Panthers as we start the game here. And let me clear this off here.
Well, I'll go ahead and start off. The game temperature is a nice 84 degrees. The wind is blowing from the north at 17 mile an hour.
And Jake Ross pitching out of the wind-up, and the first pitch is a strike.
And the first pitch is throwing at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock on the nose.
Right on the nose.
Nice time to start as the breeze picks up, and I can feel it on our back as Ross throws one in the dirt for ball one.
But we're just going to have to stay away from allowing them to have a big inning.
I completely agree. And the batter we've got is the shortstop for Eastbrook, Dylan Bragg, followed by Eddie Kiesling out in center fielder. Ross with another one in the dirt. The designated hitter, Mason Hale, pulling hitting duties for Dylan Joseph out on second base. Joshua Plumer on first base, and Ross pitches another one in the dirt, now a 3-1 count. Ryan Mansbarger out in right field. Matt Hollers is the pitcher. Anthony Murray third. Joe Hayes the catcher. And rounding out the lineup is a former Bruin, Blake Mitchell, and a hit to the third baseman. Caldwell bobbles it just a little bit. And that's going to put Bragg on first base. And as Vince said, it's going to be an error on on Caldwell. And now, like I said, we're going to have Eddie Kiesling, and the Bruin, the former Bruin, is Blake Mitchell. I know my son has played with Blake down in the Little League, but Blake went to Eastbrook before his freshman year in high school. A swing and a miss by Kiesling. Strike one.
Yes, well, we're going to have to turn a double play or get an out here without the runner going. I saw the coach for Eastbrook. I believe that is Steven Swimson.
And the runner is going, and this throw is just out of the reach of Straight, and he's going to make second.
That'll have to be a stolen base.
Yeah, I like the throw. The throw was there, but I think it took just a little bit of a hop to the right.
I think coming in that Mealy kind of, mishandled the ball and may have been in the dirt. By the time he threw it down there, it was too late. And
the count now 1-1 for Kiesling.
But right now, we got to toughen up. You got to have the mindset that they're not going to score the first batter of the game.
I agree. And this is going to be a hit, a high fly ball. Looks like it's going to be caught by the infielder, Braxton Straight, as he was running backwards to make the catch in the out, and that's the first out for the Panthers.
That was a nice catch by Straight. Before that, Kiesling was showing bunt a little bit. Here's the number 3 hitter, Mason Hale. And from what I know about when they were playing in Little League, this kid is a heck of a hitter.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's batting third and DHing.
And a curveball hits the strike zone, breaking down straight into it. Now an 0-1 count for Hale.
I know this kid can pitch too.
And another curveball, and that's going to be fouled off for an 0-2 count. Now Hale finds himself down in the count.
Now we can't let him, get a good hit with ahead of the count, 2 strikes and nothing.
I look for a change up here to get him off balanced, and the runner's going, and he's going to be out by about a step and a half. A double play by the infield Bruins. The strikeout by Hale, and then Mealy throwing out Bragg, trying to reach first. And that's going to do it for the first inning. That's the inning that the Bruins needed to start off with. And we'll be back after this word from
Locally owned, Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
If you're suffering from neck or back pain or suffering from migraines or have a colicky baby, call Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic. They have many techniques to relieve these and many more symptoms with chiropractic care. Located at 1501 North Walnut in Hartford City. Vince, what do we know about that last half inning?
Well, the inning started with an error on Drew Caldwell, the third baseman, and the third out of the inning came with Drew Caldwell tagging out the runner. So I guess that's kind of what you call poetic justice, maybe.
And that's exactly what we needed.
So we needed a double play, and I was surprised that he had the runner trying to steal third with 2 strikes on the batter, because like we said about Mealy and what's that pop time you was talking about?
The pop time is the time that the catcher catches the ball to the time that the second baseman fields it. So once the pitcher gives the catcher the ball, the time starts on the pop of the glove.
Okay.
And then from the time that he throws it, that's included. So it's the pop, the throw, and then the catch from the second baseman.
Well, I don't know what the distance is really between home plate to second, but I know home plate to third is only 90 feet.
Yeah.
And the way Mealy come up firing that ball, and Drew Caldwell hung in there, the freshman off the Alpha Bragg slide, and he.
Well, if you're Eastbrook with a 2-9 record, I would assume that they wanted to get something going here early on, and it just didn't work out as Elam takes the first pitch way outside, ball 1.
You can announce. I did some offensive stats in the conference for Blackford in 4 games between Elam's Forford. Well, he's only played 3 games as he was ill yesterday against Elwood. But he's 4 for 10 on the year, batting .400. So
He's batting a 381 according to Max Preps right before the game.
Okay,
yep.
So 400 in the conference.
And that pitch is low, ball 2. A 2-1 count now for Elam, the leadoff batter for the Bruins. And like I said, he's batting a 381, but his on-base percentage is a 509. And that pitch is right down the middle, about knee-high, a 2-2 count. And he has 16 hits on the season with 6 RBIs.
And I have him for 4 hits in the conference games.
And that pitch is in the dirt. Now the count full for Elam.
And I'm not for sure who the umpires are. If we get their names, I'll let the listening audience know who they are.
They don't look familiar. It's not ones that I've seen before. And this one's a shot down the left field line, and this one's out. Blake Mitchell fields it just at the warning track, and Elam's going to get a stand-up double.
Yes, that's what we needed, a good 2-ball, 2-strike count. Elam doubles in the deep left field corner for Shane Elam in the conference. That's his first extra base hit of the season in conference play. So they'll make him now 5 for 11.
Yes.
And Drew Caldwell's batting second.
Yeah, a little bit different lineup today. Mealy's going to be batting in the third spot. Riddle is your cleanup.
Did we have a spatial runner for Elam or?
No, Elam's still out there.
Good. I'm glad. I thought there for a minute
no.
that they were going to run for him.
Nope. Caldwell called the timeout, and now Elam's going to third as Caldwell lays down the bunt, and the pitcher trips up and falls, and Caldwell's going to be safe, and so is Elam at third.
Well, that's a nice.
So a nice bunt and run by.
The pitcher tried to field the ball and slipped on the right side of the mound in the grass, and that would be a base hit for Caldwell. And let's see if Tony will send the runner here early in the count, or if he'll let Mealy, have an at-bat. Caleb's only batting .067 in the conference. He's 1 for 15 with a double.
Mealy on the season batting a 309 overall, and he takes one on the arm, and that's going to load up the bases.
He's hit by the pitch. A good at-bat for Caleb. And now Riddle's moved up to the cleanup spot.
And there's a reason for that. Riddle batting a 367 on the season.
Okay.
The second highest behind... No, I'm sorry. This was going to be the third highest behind Drew Caldwell.
Okay. I have Riddle batting 4 for 12 in the conference with a double.
And a curveball just misses outside, ball 1.
And for Drew Caldwell, I had him 5 for 12 in the conference. So now he'll be 6 for 13. We got to score these runs.
And a foul ball straight back into the catcher's mask. And now the count 1-1.
Blackford's being very aggressive at the plate, which they should be.
They should be.
I think if we can have a big inning here at the first, we'll put Eastbrook really in a hole.
Yes. And if we could do that, maybe we can turn around this season and get back on a winning record. And that pitch is drove out of play down the left field fence.
Looks like Blaine got out in front of that one, and he pulled it way left.
An inside pitch, and he drove it all the way out.
I see Mitchell in left field moving closer to that left field.
Yes, he is. And now there's a big gap in between the left and center field.
Fielder, yes.
And
strike out.
Riddle swing and miss for the first out of the inning.
And Blaine did the exact thing that he ought to do. When the catcher bobbled the ball, he went running to first. But, of course,
it's occupied.
With first base occupied, less than 2 outs, that's a strikeout.
And that's going to bring up the left-handed senior, Dayton Dow.
Yes.
Dow, first pitch way outside for ball 1. Dow on the season, batting a 345, 19 hits and 10 RBIs on the season.
Okay, in the conference, I have him 4 for 12 with a double.
And a second pitch in the same spot for 2.
And 4 runs batted in. 2 doubles in the conference, 4 runs batted in. So we're going to have Dayton Dow come up with a big hit here.
And here he is. And that pitch again in the same spot, high and outside. Now a 3-0 count for the senior.
3-0 count. Let's see how Coach Hugan plays this. If he has him taken, I suppose he may have him taken, but if he gets one in there, he may have him swing the bat.
And he lets that one go by, and it's a strike on the inside.
He was taking that all the way, and that was in there. Now, Tony Hugan will have him swinging on a 3-1 pitch. Hopefully, he'll get a pitch to hit and drive in a run. The pitcher does not want to walk the batter in this situation.
No, he doesn't. And the pitch comes in. Another one right down the middle. A swing and a miss by Dow. And now we have a full count.
That looks like Dayton really liked that pitch, and he was going to really hit it. He swung hard and missed.
Yes, he did. And he gets a hold of one. Dow, it's out in right field as Elam is going to score standing up. The right fielder bobbles it a little bit. Now Caldwell is coming in to score a 2 RBI single for Dayton Dow as Riddle stays on third.
Yes, that's what we needed. A nice hit. I think maybe Dow would be credited with the single, and there'd probably be no error on the play as the runs were going to score anyway, and Dow did not advance to second.
No, he didn't.
So Braxton Strait now hitting in the sixth
And that's
spot.
not Riddle out on third. That's Caleb Mealy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, that's right.
So now we've got Dayton Dow on first, Mealy on third, and we've got Braxton Strait, another senior, up to bat. And he drives one out into left field, and it looks like Mitchell comes and gets that one, and Mealy's going to come running in, standing up. Now they score 3-0.
That's going to be a sacrifice fly for Braxton Strait.
And the Bruins now have a 3-0 lead over the Eastbrook Panthers.
That was a good catch by the left fielder.
And here we've got a new varsity player, not necessarily new. He's been on the varsity roster, but getting his first start as the designated hitter, Branston Wine. Branston just hit his first home run in a JV game last night, I believe.
Yes.
And now getting his first varsity start as the designated hitter.
And Wine is designated hitting for Brandon Strobel, who's playing right field.
And Wine's going to ground over to, and the runner's going to be out as it bounced off of Dow. So that's going to be the third out as Branston.
I think, is that credited as a single and then a put out by the second baseman?
That's a good count. That's a good question.
I think it is.
We'll figure it out, and then we'll go to a break, and we'll let everybody know on the way back.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koffels Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
And we're back, and the Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your local newspaper with local news about local people. Pick your copy up at multiple locations in Hartford City and Montpelier. Published every Tuesday with yearly subscriptions available. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Call Danny at 765-251-4903. Vince?
Yes, I think when the ball hits a runner between the bases, that it's a base hit. So I'll give Wayne a base hit and a put out by the second baseman. So in the inning for Blackford, they do what they had to do: 3 runs on 4 hits, a doubles by Elam, and 3 singles by Caldwell, Dow, and Wine. So Blackford leads 3-0 after 1, and we'll see what they can do with Eastbrook's 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Hitter number 4 is Joshua Plumer.
Followed by Ryan Mansbarger. And Ross first pitch is in the dirt, ball 1.
Well, I don't know what our series record is in baseball with Eastbrook, but I know in football we have never beat them on the field.
And that pitch comes in as strike 1.
They had a forfeit 2-0 one game for playing a kid in the fourth quarter.
And this is a fly ball out into right field, and that looks like Brandon Strobel out there to make the catch to get the first out of the inning.
Nice catch by Brandon Strobel on Joshua Plumer.
And the Bruins doing exactly what they need to do in this game. 1 out. Now the basketball star, Ryan Mansbarger, I'm pretty sure he got a scholarship somewhere to play basketball.
I wouldn't be surprised. He was one of their better players over there at Eastbrook.
And now with a 1-0 count, and if I remember right, didn't he score his 1,000th point while playing Blackford this season?
Yes, he probably did.
A swing and a miss. Now strike 1, a 1-1 count on Ryan Mansbarger. A little history lesson here. His grandfather, as this one's drove deep to right field, and Strobel not going to be able to handle it, bounces just at the bottom of the fence as Mansbarger's going to get a stand-up double into right field.
Well, that was a nice hit by Ryan Mansbarger. He proved he can play baseball, doubling deep. And when that ball was hit, I thought maybe it was going to be out of the ballpark.
It sounded good coming off the bat, but as I was saying, his grandfather is the head pastor and pretty much built the church called Grace Community
No, I did not.
in Marion, Indiana, and he was my youth pastor growing up. And the Bruins with a 3-0 lead, and Ross pitches to Matt Hollers right down the middle for strike 1. An 0-1 count now for Hollers, 1 out for the Bruins. Mansbarger with a very large lead out on second base. And the pickoff move comes, and he's going to be safe. It was close.
Good play by Strait when he saw he was off that far from the base. I don't understand why they're getting off that far anyway. That Ross did the turn and throw to second.
And Ross with the pitch, and this one's going to be fouled off. It was a fastball right down the middle. Now Hollers has an 0-2 count going down early in the count with Mansbarger hanging out on second. Again, Mansbarger just a little bit shorter lead this time, not much. As Ross pitches it, and this is going to be a fly ball, and Mealy calls it off.
What a catch by Caleb
and makes
Mealy.
the out. Now the Bruins with 2 outs. The only hit so far in the game is by Ryan Mansbarger out in right field.
With the double. And here comes the number 7 hitter, Anthony Murray.
Murray at third base today. The Panthers trying to get something started. Mansbarger out on second. Not much of a lead. I think he's even shortened it up just a little bit more. Jake Ross out of the stretch. The pitch outside, ball 1.
Well, the runner usually will have the shortstop in that situation. The third base coach will have the second baseman, and Braxton Strait is sneaking right up behind him, so he can't get off there so far as long as Ross
exactly
hasn't made a move to home.
And Ross now another one outside and high for ball 2, a 2-0 count.
And I'll be very shocked if he tries to steal third here on the No, will move again or.
And Ross spins again, and Mansbarger looked like he wasn't going to run back, and Ross finally threw it.
That's good. I'm having a lack of mental thing of what that move's called when you throw to second base. But Mansbarger's really trying to get a good lead to scoring a base hit.
Yep, and Ross out of the stretch, a swing and a miss, strike 1.
Stopped by Caleb Mealy. That ball was in the dirt. Caleb blocked it, kept in front of him. No way Mansbarger was going to run to third.
Nope. And Ross out of the stretch, and this one in the same location, and it gets by Mealy, and Mansbarger's going to extend it out to third now.
I think I'm going to call that a wild pitch. I don't know. Maybe Mealy should have blocked it, but
It looked like he blocked it fine, but it just bounced off of him and went right on by.
The pitching mound to the plate is 60 feet and 6 inches, and I think the major league players call that a 59.5 foot pitch.
And that pitch right down the middle, knee high. Now
I think he was trying to get the ball down low, and it bounced right in the dirt before Caleb, and he did an excellent job of trying to block it.
A full count now for Ross, and that changeup looks like it's going to be hit out into center field, and the Eastbrook Panthers are going to get their first run of the game with Ryan Mansbarger coming in.
Nice hit by the number 7 batter, Anthony Murray, as he scores Mansbarger with the first run of the game for Eastbrook. Now it's 3-1.
And now the catcher, Joe Hayes, is up to bat.
And Blake Mitchell's on deck.
And that pitch just missing. Mealy trying to frame it up to get the strike call. But the umpire doesn't give it to him. Now a 1-0 count, 2 outs on the Panthers. And this is going to be another base hit out into center field. Elam lets it bounce off of his chest, a bad hop. And that's going to be another hit for the Panthers.
That's how you field the ball in center field when it's on the ground. You got to get down, and Shane blocked it with his body instead of trying to get it with his glove.
Right.
Because if you do it with your glove and the ball gets by you, that's extra bases.
Yes, it is.
But my dad and Bob Perry's dad, Bob Perry, played softball at third base, and they said they hardly ever fielded one cleanly, that they would take them off their chest.
And now the Bruins are going to face former Bruin, number 24, Blake Mitchell, the left fielder for the Panthers.
Yes, and he's a number 9 batter. So we'll see what, I don't know what's going on the field. Did they put in a spatial runner?
Yes, they put in a courtesy runner for their catcher, Joe Hayes.
Okay, do you know who it is?
I have not been able to catch his number yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be the only one that they have, Alec Barney.
Oh, yes, I didn't know they only had one sub.
Yeah, it looks like they only brought 10 players to tonight's contest. And you would think that it was the middle of July with as warm as it is today.
Yes. It was a beautiful night at Elwood last night and a beautiful night here at Blackford.
And Mitchell's going to line one out into right field, and the runner is coming home, and he's going to be safe. The throw to home, Mealy keeps it, and now runners are stuck on first and second, and the Bruins find themselves allowing the Panthers to eat into to their lead.
Yes, now it's 3-2. What a hit by Blake Mitchell, the number 9 batter. He just wanted to make contact, and he got a pitch he could handle, and he singled between.
A fastball right down the middle is right where you want, and the first pitch, and that gives him the hit. And now we're back at the top of the lineup with the shortstop, Dylan Bragg.
And he reached on an error on the third baseman to start the game.
And another fastball, and the Panthers are going to start recording some hits here as the runner is coming home, and this one's going to be thrown wild, and they're going to get him out at third. Nope, another bad throw by Ross, and that's going to put runners on second and third, and now the Panthers have tied it up.
Well, what happened was the fielder tried to throw the ball to Mealy, threw it way over his head. Jacob Ross, excellent backup. He caught the ball where he should have been, right behind Mealy, saw the runner go to third and threw the ball, but it was on the foul side of third base, and by the time Caldwell caught the ball to put the tag down, the runner was safe.
Yep, he did not enough time to bring it back, and now the Panthers have tied it up in the bottom of the second, or the top of the second inning, and Ross throws one high, and now ball one.
And this is Eddie Kiesling, is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes, Kiesling.
Guess what I thought. I remember him also from youth baseball. He's a good hitter too.
And he's going to foul one off now, 1-1 count. Kiesling flew out to the shortstop, Braxton Strait his last at bat. Now with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, and the Panthers have went on a bit of a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the second, or the top of the second.
I see Coach Egan over there talking to Bobby Banner, the first base coach.
A swing and a miss is going to have strike 2.
I think they're probably discussing how long to let Ross go if he doesn't get this out, as Eastbrook has 4 singles in a row after Mansberger doubled with 1 out. Then we got to pop up to Mealy.
And this one's going to be fly to just shy of the fence, and nobody was able to get to it.
By Drew Caldwell and the left fielder, Dayton Dow, trying to catch the foul ball, but it was up against the fence.
Caldwell looked like he was about 20 feet away from being able to catch that, as well was Dayton Dow. And I know Caldwell was on a dead sprint. He was the only one that I could see. I didn't get the chance to take my eyes off of it and see Dow, but curveball misses high and outside, now a 2-2 count.
And Mealy threw that over Ross's head. There's what we're talking about, the mental toughness. We just can't get down on ourselves. We gotta keep a positive attitude.
And this pitch is drove right back to Ross as he falls down as the ball hits his glove. And the Panthers now take a 4-3 lead over the Bruins.
That was a line shot. Jake Ross didn't have anything to do with that. Put his glove up there to protect himself, knocked it down to not have any play.
And this is going to be the 9th batter of the inning for the Panthers. The number 3 batter, Mason Hale, the designated hitter.
He's a good hitter. He struck out in the first inning and was a strikeout throwout double play. As Mealy threw the ball down to Caldwell, who made a good tag on the runner Bragg, who had reached on an error.
And the first pitch is ball 1. Runners on first and third. And this is going to be up the third base line. Hops over Caldwell's glove, and now the Panthers take a 5-3 lead. Again, 2-out rallies are killing the Bruins.
Yes, Mason Hell singles. Bragg scores.
I don't know that there was anything that Caldwell could have done any different.
No, there wasn't. I was right down the line. Right, he dove for it, but he couldn't come up with the ball.
But since having 2 outs, the Panthers have scored 4 runs on 4 hits. 5 hits. 6 hits. And this pitch, and Mealy tries to throw out the runner at first, but Cagle able to dive and keep the ball in front to keep the runners from advancing any more than what they already are. Now a 1-0 count for Plumer, as the Panthers have batted completely through their lineup, and Plumer's going to foul one off. Now a 1-1 count.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see how long that Coach Egan stays with Ross. I have him for 7 hits this inning, a double and 6 singles.
And Ross with the pickoff to first, and everybody's safe. Still a 1-1 count. You said 7 hits?
I have him for 7.
That's what I have. Did I say something different?
You said 6.
Yeah, I
6
must have missed one.
And a double.
And that curveball is going to be drove out to left center, and that's going to score another one, maybe 2, as it rolls to the fence. And I believe it is, as Elam throws the ball well over Straight's head. 2 runs scored, and now the Eastbrook Panthers take a 7-3 lead over the Bruins off of that double.
Yes, that'll be a 2 RBI double.
Now batting the right fielder, number 21, Ryan Mansbarger.
And Mansbarger again to the plate. He doubled. After Plumer flied to right, Mansbarger doubled. Hollers popped to the catcher. And then the rest of the batters have reached 6 singles and a double. It looks like Eastbrook is having batting practice.
8 hits on 7 runs as Ross throws one a little bit low for ball 1. A 1-0 count as the Lady Bruins are playing the Lady Panthers in the field across. And Mansbarger gets a hold of that. It's a high fly ball. It looks like Dayton Dowd's going to field it. And that's finally going to do it for this half inning, and we'll be back after this word.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asks, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
Foundations Building Materials, your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana for drywall, steel studs, and Armstrong ceiling and insulation. Founded on principle, built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell at 260-471-2181. Vince?
Well, we said at the beginning that Blackford have to stay away from the big inning defensively, and we just gave them. Credit to Eastbrook for hitting the ball 7 runs on 8 hits. The Bruins did not commit an error, and there was 1 runner left. So we go to the bottom of the second, Blackford trailing 7-3, and here's Jacob Ross. And I have him 3 for 8 on the season in the conference.
3 for 8 on the conference.
With
and
a double.
The first pitch is out of the strike zone for a 1-0 count, and I have Ross a 306 on the season with 11 hits and 8 RBIs, a 2.73 ERA. And this one's going to be drove out to left field, and Mitchell's right there for the catch.
What a catch by Blake Mitchell.
And now that's 1 out for the Bruins. And that's going to bring up Tyler Cagle, the senior first baseman. Cagle batting a 226, 7 hits and 6 RBIs on the season.
For Blake Mitchell, the sophomore, he wasn't even listed on the varsity roster. And what a job playing.
And Cagle's going to pop one up, and the third baseman is called off by the shortstop. The shortstop makes the play, and now the Bruins down with 2 outs already.
And that was Tyler Cagle flying up to the shortstop.
And the Bruins now back at the top of the lineup with Shane Elam. Elam with a hit out into a double out into left field, his first at bat in the last inning.
Yes, Eastbrook did all their scoring with 2 outs. Let's see if we can get some 2-out lightning here.
Matt Haller's still your pitcher, and we have a 1-0 count. The Bruins definitely need to get the bats going. Flying out, striking out, just not an option at this point as they find themselves in a 7-3 hole. And this one's going to be grounded through the 5-6 gap, and Elam's going to get a base hit. Elam with a single out into the 5-6 gap, and that's going to bring up the freshman, Drew Caldwell.
Yes, and he had a single the last time with 2 outs. I imagine Tony's going to have him swing away, maybe a hit and run with Elam speed on first.
And the
We'll
Bruins
see how they play it.
have 2 outs.
Elam's getting a pretty big lead over there.
And the bunt is shown, and Elam takes off, and the catcher sees the speed and doesn't even try to throw it. Holds it, so now Elam finds himself out on second base, an 0-1 count for the freshman.
Kind of what you call bunt and run. Caldwell showed bunt, drew the ball back, and Elam easily stole second.
And Hollers takes a step off the mound, doesn't look towards the runner, Shane Elam, but and that pitch is going to be right down the middle for strike 2. An 0-2 count now for Caldwell.
I'm sorry, nice base coaching by Tony Ugan. Now we got to get him to third. Caldwell again in the conference would be 6 for 13.
And a swing and a miss, and that's going to do it for this half inning.
And that was a big strikeout. The catcher
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
And we're back as the Bruins find themselves in a 7-3 hole going into the top of the third. And Vince, I think you have some stats over there.
Yes, in the inning for Blackford, no runs on one hit. The two-out single by Shane Elam. A nice job of coaching by Tony Eugen as Caldwell faked the bunt. Elam stole second, but unfortunately Caldwell struck out swinging to end the inning. So after 2 innings, Eastbrook leads Blackford 7-3.
And Ross still the pitcher for the Bruins.
Oh, thank you, Steve. He adjusted my headset.
And we're going to have Matt Hollers, the pitcher for the Panthers, up to bat to lead off.
Well, we got to keep them here. Once again, they're at hitters 6, 7, and 8. We're going to have to hold them, not letting them score to have a chance here in the bottom of the third.
And Ross throws one outside for ball one. Hollers flew out to the catcher back in the second inning, and he's going to drive one deep to right center field as the sophomore Brandon Strobel comes over to make the catch for the first out.
That was a nice running catch by Brandon. That ball was hung up out there. And that flag is blowing all over. It's blowing to the left, blowing to the right.
Nothing like it was last night, though.
No, it was really windy last night.
And that's going to bring up the lefty, Anthony Murray, to bat.
He singled the last time, drove in a run.
And Murray takes the first pitch high for ball one.
It seems like Jacobs releasing the ball where it's coming in right around the shoulders.
And that one's... And Riddle able to get a glove on it to keep it in the infield. I think Ross got a glove on it as well.
Yes, that was a base hit. That was right a comebacker. And I tell you, Blaine Riddle hustled over there, and he thought he could get the runner, but Murray with the second hit of the game.
Yeah, I noticed that he dropped the ball after it hit his glove.
That runner's way off first base.
And now we've got Joe Hayes, who takes a curve ball for strike one.
And Hayes, the number 8 hitter, singled the last time and scored. And Mitchell, the former Bruin, is on deck, the number 9 hitter.
Hayes with the base hit out into center, his last at bat. Now Murray gets a lead off, and this one's going to be drove a line drive out to right field. As Strobel fields it, and Murray's going round in second, going to third, and he stands up on third.
Well, a nice hit by number 8 batter Joe Hayes.
Now batting the left fielder, number 24, Blake Mitchell.
And the Bruins finding themselves in with runners in scoring position yet again.
And that's Eastbrook's 10th hit here, and they're all coming in the second and third inning. Let's see what Blake does here.
Blake Mitchell, a softball, left-handed fielder, left-handed batter. Jake Ross, the senior, delivers the pitch, and Mitchell's going to hit one out to left, and a diving play, and Dow lets it fall out of his glove, and that's going to score Murray standing up.
What an effort by Dayton Dow. He dove for the ball, and I thought at first he caught it. It dropped out of his glove when he hit the ground. And Murray scores, and now it's 8-3 Eastbrook. Again, a nice hit by Blake Mitchell. And here's the leadoff batter, Dylan Bragg. Only one out.
And this curved ball is going to be fouled off for strike one.
And now I see we have bullpen activity down there for Blackford.
That's going to be number 11, Josh Jennings, warming up.
Josh Jennings loosening up in the bullpen. Here comes Coach Tony Ugan to the mound, probably the latest pitch from the bullpen.
Gets to get a few more reps, and while we're doing that, why don't we go into another ad read?
Yes.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day. And never forget, we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And the mound conference is over. An 0-1 count for the leadoff batter, Dylan Bragg. And that curveball is going to be fouled off yet again. An 0-2 count for Bragg.
That looks like the first time Jacob Ross felt comfortable throwing the curveball. Maybe that's what Coach Hugan told him, to go to your off-speed pitches.
And I just looked up the stats for Jennings as Bragg lines one out to center. Elam with the catch, and he gets it in, and the runners stay put. So that's going to give us 2 outs on the inning. And as I was saying, I looked up Jennings' stats, and he has, after that one start that he had at South Adams, his ERA is a 1.31.
That's really good.
Really good for the sophomore pitcher, and maybe we'll get to see him a little bit later on in this webcast.
And here's Eddie Kiesling up to bat, the number 3 hitter. He's flied to the shortstop in the first and singled in the second.
As he takes the first pitch, ball 1. A 1-0 count for Kiesling. 2 outs on the Panthers, and let's get the Bruins their 3rd out here so that the Panthers don't have another opportunity to score a bunch of runs on us.
There's the quick move to second base.
And I was looking up stats as we were talking about Caleb Mealy as well. Caleb Mealy has only had 4 passed balls on the season and a .250 caught stealing percentage. As Ross pitches one down the middle and Kiesling fouls it off. Now a 1-1 count.
That goes out on the red shed down there on the left field line, and the pitcher Jennings, the spotter down there, or that protects the pitcher. He pointed at Jennings. Jennings looked straight up, and he saw the ball was going. Good job by the young man out there.
Yes.
Spotting for the pitcher, because the pitcher in the bullpen has his back to the field.
A 1-1 count as Mealy looks like he was going to throw at the runner on first, but holds on to the ball as I think.
Go ahead.
I think Kiesling may have been in his way.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I think is that Coach Cagle down there with Jennings? He's really loosening up.
Yep, that is Coach Cagle out there.
I think he's just about ready. I think Cagle's going to let Coach Hugan know when he's ready.
And now we have a 2-1 count as Ross tries the pick-off move again.
It looks like,
and he may just be stalling for Jennings to come out.
The ball went out onto the field down there in the bullpen. It went by the catcher.
And this one's going to be drove out to left field, and Dayton Dow is going to let it bounce, and he's going to throw it in to the third baseman. And now the Panthers with bases loaded, and Mason Hale is going to be up to bat.
That's the 4th hit this inning, the 12th hit of the game for Eastbrook. And here comes Mason Hale, struck out and singled. And I remember this guy in the youth league. He can really hit.
The Bruins down 8-3 as that curveball, a swing and a miss.
A nice breaking pitch by Ross.
It was a very good pitch. It was off speed, and it broke from chest down to about the middle of his thigh. And Ross puts a fastball down the middle, and this one's going to be fouled off. And now Hale finding himself down in the count.
We're going to have to really try to get this guy out. We desperately need an out before they score any more runs.
An 0-2 count for Hale. Runners on first and second, and Ross throws one outside for ball one.
That was a good breaking ball. He started kind of out in the corner, and then it drifted away. Good stop by Mealy, trying to get the batter to go fishing.
And now we have a 1-2 count on Hale. Runners still on first, second, and third. Bases loaded. A swing and a miss, and a nice breaking ball for Ross to end the inning. And with that, let's go to break, and we'll be back.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And we're back, Vince, as the Panthers now leading 8-3 in the bottom of the third.
Well, the positive of that inning was that Jacob Russ got his second strikeout, and with 4 hits, Eastbrook only scored 1 run. So we go to the bottom of the third, 8-3 Panthers, and here's Caleb Mealy batting.
And Mealy's going to foul one off out of play for strike one.
Caleb was hit by the pitch in the first inning. And in the conference, I still have him 1 hit and 15 at bats. His hit was a double. He drove in 2 runs. So
now Mealy with an 0-1 count, leading off for the Bruins in the bottom of the third. And he's going to ground one up the 5-6 gap and get a single.
Well, that was a nice job of hitting by Caleb Mealy. And he's got some speed. I don't know what Coach Hugan is going to do, but if he sends a runner, he's going to have to make sure he can make it. And there's the cleanup batter, Riddle, who struck out the first time. And for Blaine, I have him 4 for 13 on the conference, counting that last bat.
Riddle batting a .367 on the season. 18 hits and 7 RBIs as he fouls off his first pitch for strike one. And that breeze feels good coming through here now, doesn't it?
Yes, it sure did.
It was getting a little muggy up here in this little section.
Right through there. We have the windows open, of course.
And the pickoff move, and Mealy goes back. And I'm waiting on the update for the girls' game to see how it's going across the field. And when that comes in, I'll give that to you. And Mealy's going on this one, and the throw is going to be way high and out into center field, and Mealy stays put.
Well, that was a good job of base running by Caleb, a stolen base. Now, if Riddle can get a hit, Mealy ought to be able to score.
Maybe a bunt and run on this one?
I don't think he'll do that with this. Well, no. He's given signs to both the batter and the runner, so maybe it might be something like that.
And the pitcher is, I believe it's Murray, right? Hollers. Hollers steps off the mound and resets. And the score is 4-0.
Mealy's off second base. Second baseman sneaking in behind him.
And the bunt right down the third base line, and Mealy's going to stand up for the single. And Mealy makes it to third, standing up.
Good call by Steve Hurd up here. Said Riddle may bunt. He did. Nice bunt. Runners are now in the corners for Dayton Dow, and we'll see if Tony will send Riddle to second early in the count to stay out of the double play ball. But we'll find out what he has planned. Bruins need to have a big inning here to get back in the ball game.
And maybe I should coach the game from up here and just let the players know, and then I'll obviously know what's going on before they do and be able to announce a little better as Dow takes the first pitch and fouls it off over the booth for strike one.
Yes, Dayton Dow with the single the last time, 5 for 14 in the conference, batting .357 here in the conference.
And Dow going to foul off yet another one, an 0-2 count.
And Braxton Straight's on deck. Coach Hugan really shook up the lineup today, really. Especially being shocked I was as I found out Branston Wine was going to be the designated hitter tonight.
And this one's a fly flew out to center as Mealy tags up, and now the score 8-4. The Bruins with their first out for the inning on a sac fly ball by Dayton Dow.
Well, the good thing about it is when you make outs, you want to score runs off of them, and we sure did. Good, nice hit by Dayton Dow. Now here's Braxton Straight, third baseman, creeping up on the grass. Straight was usually the number 2 hitter. Now he's batting in the 6th spot. Well, we had a hit and run. The runner's going. The first baseman catches the ball, and Riddle hustling back to first base.
And that's going to be 2 outs on the inning as Straight flies out to the first baseman, who was all the way over by the second base area.
Now here's our youngster, Branston Wine, coming to bat. Steve, is he only a freshman or is he
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore, okay. He wasn't even listed on the varsity roster tonight, I don't believe. But,
no.
But he hit a home run, you say, yesterday?
Hit a home run in the JV game.
And, well, he was credited with the single the last time as the ball he batted hit Dow running between first and second. So maybe Wine can do something here to help us out.
And good the first pitch a little low for ball one.
Good eye by Branston as he took that pitch.
And Riddle still out on first. 2 outs for the Bruins, a 1-0 count for the left-handed batter, Branston Wine.
Riddle's got some good speed. There he goes.
And Riddle's gone, and the second baseman makes the throw, but Riddle stands up.
Well, I found out something right there, Steve, that's very interesting. Caleb Mealy, a lot better released. I mean, the catcher could see him running, and he threw the ball, and Blaine didn't even really need to slide.
Nope.
And if the ball was out in the center field, he could have went to third.
And this is going to be a grounder over to the second baseman to Plumer, and that's going to be the third out of the inning, and with that, we'll be right back.
Locally owned Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
And we're back. Stop by Food and Fuel Marathon on North Walnut Street for fuel for your car and fuel for you. Lunch available Monday through Friday. Biscuits and gravy Monday through Saturday. Poppy's Extreme Donuts daily. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Have you had a coney dog from there?
I'm going to have to get one tomorrow, too.
Oh, I'm telling you. I got one yesterday, and I'm going to get one tomorrow. Yes. Because they do them every Tuesday and Thursday, and let me tell you, Vince, they are good.
I'll have to remember that.
I've only had one other coney dog that's better, and that's the one that I make.
Okay. I didn't know you were a gourmet chef.
Hey, and what are the stats for the last fifth inning?
The first 2 batters get singles, Caleb Mealy and Blaine Riddle, and that's all we have. A good job by Dayton Dow with the sacrifice fly that scored Mealy for Dow. That was his 3rd run batted into the game. Straight then popped up to the first baseman, Riddle hustling back to first to prevent the double play. And then Branston Wine grounding out to the second baseman. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 4th. Eastbrook leads Blackford 8-4, so now we're going to have to hold them again. And here's Steve.
And we've got Josh Plumer, on the first baseman, up to bat first as Ross throws one in the dirt for ball one.
And he's the cleanup batter. He's flied to right and doubled.
So Plumer yet to get on. No, yes,
he hit a double.
Yeah, he hit that double to center. And now has a 2-0 count. As there's some bullpen action for Eastbrook. It looks like number 6... Dylan Bragg, the leadoff batter, as Plumer finally takes strike one. A 2-1 count for the leadoff batter, batting in the cleanup spot. Ross puts one on the outside corner, now a 2-2 count for Plumer.
And that was down around the knees. That's where you want the ball.
Yeah, you can't hang him up around the waist. And Ross delivers that one right around the waist, and it's a fly ball out to left field. Dayton Dow fields it clean. And that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Well, that ball was kind of a curve ball, and it had some good movement on it. And a nice catch by Dayton Dell. Maybe we can shut them down this inning and get some runs and get right back into the ball game. That's what needs to happen.
Let's hope so.
Here's the Ryan Mansberger kid, and that was an interesting story you said about his dad.
Yeah, and I know from personal experience, as my son is one of the pitchers, as Mansberger takes one and fouls it off for strike one. But being a pitcher, I know Tony puts a lot of emphasis on hitting your spots.
Yes.
He doesn't want to put anything around the waist. Everything needs to be around the knees. And that pitch way high, the curveball, doesn't break like he wanted it to. Now a 1-1 count.
Good thing that wasn't in the zone, or I think Mansberger would have crushed it.
And now Ross puts one in the dirt. Now a 2-1 count. 2-1 count now for Mansberger. Mansberger got a hit in the second inning out into right field and flew out to left field in his last at bat. Now takes one on the outside corner for strike two.
By Ross. I was kind of surprised to see Jake back out there here in the fourth, but it looks like he's pitching, getting command of his pitch a little bit better.
And that pitch was on the inside, knee high, and Mansberger fouls it off.
When Coach Higgin went out and talked to him, I thought he'd just let Jennings have more time to throw, but I think he told Jacob, you're going to have to get the breaking ball in there.
Yes.
Because they were hitting mostly fastballs.
And this one's going to be foul ball down the first base line. And he may let him pitch on out, because I don't think the Bruins have any more games for the rest of this week.
Yes, I think
because tonight's game was supposed to be played tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, and then
there's no games on the schedule or on the roster.
The prom again is Saturday night for Blackford.
Yep, prom is Saturday, and Mansberger is going to fly one, and Caldwell tries to make the diving play, but unable to get to it. So now Mansberger gets another chance with this at bat.
I think the wind caught that one, but man, Coach Hugan knows. You got to catch some of those flights. You can't give Mansberger 5 or 6 strikes at bat, because he's gonna eventually
they'll exploit it, and that's what the main goal of a batter is, to wait until you get that pitch that you want. Keep fouling them off as Mansberger fouls yet another one.
That one off right off his foot, I think.
Yep. And now Mansberger's still with a 2-2 count, battling with this at-bat.
Maybe it did hit him in the foot. It might hit him in the leg, because he didn't show any effects of being injured.
And Ross hangs a curveball up. It doesn't get much break, and now the count full.
Yes, the Bruin defense playing pretty deep. Caldwell up on the grass at third.
And Mansberger's going to get a fly ball, and that's going to land just in the gap between center. Not sure what happened there, but the ball falls out of Elam's glove. But Mansberger's still only getting a single out of that one.
Well, that's what I was talking about. I mean, the base hit right in front of Elam in center. Mansberger 2 for 3 now. And let's see if this coach has him going here with Hollers the batter.
And yes, Matt Holler's the pitcher up to bat, and Ross puts one a little bit low for ball one.
Looks like they're really realizing how
good Mealy is
by Mealy. And
Mansberger not getting much of a leadoff, and Mealy with the frame gets the strike call. That pitch looked like it was about 6 inches off the plate, maybe a little bit inside of the left-handed batter's box, but Mealy frames it up right where it needed to be to get the strike. And this ball is going to be hit a high fly ball, and Straight's getting underneath of it, makes the catch as Mansbarger runs back to first. And now the Panthers with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
That might have been a hit and run there, because I think Mansberger was going, on the.
He seemed like he was pretty far off the base,
and the batter popped it up. So here's Anthony Murray, number 7 hitter, 2 for 2, 2 singles.
And Ross, still the pitcher, out of the stretch, delivers one on the outside, ball 1.
We desperately need the 3rd out before they score. Mansbarger still getting a good lead over there now. Cagle holding him on. There's the throw back to first. Jake saw the lead he was getting,
and tried to pick off move, but Mansbarger's back safe.
Mansbarger off there again.
Mansbarger just shy of the cut, about 3 steps off the base. And Ross, another one outside, ball 2. 2-0 count for Murray. Right? Is it Murray? Yeah, Murray. 2 for 2 on the day. 2 outs for the Panthers. And that one's right down the middle, and it's going to bounce off of Caldwell, and he's not going to have enough time to make the throw. And that's going to be yet another error.
Mansberger at second. He rounded it too far. A good play by Caldwell, throwing behind the runner to Riddle, who snuck up behind Mansbarger, and they tagged him out.
A nice play by the Bruins, and I missed it. And with that, let's go to break, and we'll come back.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koppel's Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
And the Bruins with the play they need to get out of the inning with a throw by Drew Caldwell over to the second base, Blaine Riddle, to get the tag on Mansbarger, who rounded second just a little bit too much. And, Vince, I think you saw it better than I did.
Yes, you said there'd be an error on Caldwell in E5. He knocked the ball down with his chest, picked it up, though, and Mansbarger got way off second. Yeah, I think he maybe thought, I don't know what he was really thinking. Maybe he thought that, with the ball being there, that he could advance. But Blaine Riddle, an excellent job of sneaking up behind the runner. Caldwell, a great throw to second. They got Mansbarger out.
What kind of stats did we have in that inning? It looks like I only had 5 batters.
We had no runs, 1 hit, 1 Bruin error, and 1 left. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Blackford trails 8-4, and we're at hitters 8, 9, and 1. Ross, Cagle, and then Elam, and here's Steve.
And the Bruins down by 4, and Ross takes the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. An 0-1 count now for Ross. Ross yet to get on base, flew out to left field in the bottom of the 2nd. Now trying to make a bit of a change here in the bottom of the 4th. And a swing and a miss. He got him swinging on one that was way outside now, strike 2.
I got Jacob Ross in the conference now, 3 for 9 for a .333 batting average.
As our good friend Scott Schick comes in, if I had my gear set up, I'd definitely force him to sit down and talk to us. But he refuses as Jake Ross swinging a miss on another outside pitch, now 1 out.
That was a big strikeout by Hollers, I think, still pitching. That's his 2nd of the game. And here's Tyler Cagle. I got Tyler Cagle now 1 for 7 in the conference.
And Cagle flew out to the shortstop. I believe the ball was just behind the third baseman, if I remember the play right, and he's going to ground one in the same area. Oh, and this one takes a hop over the shortstop and goes on out to center field.
Nice hit by Tyler Cagle.
And that's going to give maybe the Bruins the spark that they needed.
Here comes Elam. I got him now with 2 hits today, a double and a single in conference play, 6 for 12 of 500 batting average. And we need to have something out here out of Elam, and Cagle's not going to go anywhere.
And Elam recording 2 hits and 2 at-bats as the first pitch comes in, strike 1.
Coach Hugan really encouraging his Bruins, trying to get Cagle to score and encourage Elam to hit the ball.
As we talked about before the game, they have to have that refuse to lose attitude, as this is grounded to the shortstop, and the shortstop's going to try to turn 2, but the speed of Elam, and he's safe. However, Cagle is out at second. That's 2 outs on the Bruins.
Yes, you're right. A good play by the shortstop. He was thinking double play, but Elam's speed down at first beat it out. We'll see if Elam tries to steal here as the other runner stole second easy.
And the freshman Drew Caldwell up, and Elam is going, and the catcher makes the throw. And they're going to call him out as he didn't slide. Thought he had it up, standing up.
I don't know. You got to slide in that. Tony, if he would have slid, he would have been safe, and Coach Hugan looks very disappointed.
I can only imagine. Let's go to break, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asked, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And we're back. Vince, you want to go ahead?
Yes, in the inning for Blackford, no runs, 1 hit, the single by Cagle. And Elam beat out a double play. He would have been left on base. He tried to steal. They threw him out. The throw was kind of high, but Shane, for some reason, went in standing up, and the tag was made for the out.
Right.
So no runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 5th inning. Ross still on the mound. The Bruins trailing 8-4.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Caldwell still gets to bat, or did he actually hit the ball to cause that? No, Shane Elam stole, so Caldwell will get his at-bat back.
Caldwell will be the batter, and there's another base hit.
Another base hit by the Panthers, Joe Hayes.
Who singles right up the middle again, and here comes Blake Mitchell.
Blake Mitchell now up to bat. Mitchell is 2 for 2 on the evening. And the Bruins with an 8-4 deficit to make up. And Ross pitches out of the wind under the stretch, and he's not able to field that one, but Caldwell is. And Mitchell is out at first on the sacrifice.
That was a nice sacrifice bunt. A great play by Caldwell to throw him out. Hayes the second. Coach Sutton, hope you're feeling better. Gave me a text message. Home plate to second base, 127 feet and 8 inches. So thank you, Coach, for letting me know that.
There you go.
And now if you can think of the move at second base, text that to me too, because I can't think of what it's called.
And that one's going to be fouled down the third base line. Now an 0-1 count. Runner is on second now, not on first, as I have it out here. So the runner's on second. The Bruins with trying to hold on to the 8-4 deficit to get them into the bottom of the 4th. As Ross, the pitch in the dirt, now a 1-1 count.
Looks like he's struggling again. I don't know if something's wrong with him or if he's...
he may be just fatigued, as the Bruins have used him and abused him out on the mound. And that one right down the middle, it's going to be fouled off, and Mealy is not going to get to it as it's out of play.
Good hustle by Caleb, and I can see the sweat on his hair when he took the mask off. So it's really hot behind there catching. Again, game time temperature, one of the warmest days, 84 degrees.
Moved your mic yet again.
84 degrees for game time temperature.
And now Bragg with a 1-2 count. Ross out of the stretch, and that curveball, and Riddle just tried to leap and grab it, and it hits off of the top of his glove. And Strobel able to make the throw to home, but not in time. And now the Bruins find themselves down 9-4.
A nice throw by Strobel, but it was just too late. Hayes scores easily.
And Bragg stays standing up out on
first. They threw the ball home to Mealy, and he caught it on the right foul on the first base side of the plate. By the time he went to tagging, it was too late.
And the Bruins now down 9-4, and Eddie Kiesling, the center fielder, up to bat, and he takes the first pitch on the inside corner. Strike one. An 0-1 count for Kiesling. Kiesling now looks like he's 2 for 3 on the evening.
Yes, flagged the short and 2 singles.
A swing and a miss by Kiesling, and Bragg tried to go, and Mealy had him by about 10 to 15 feet. And that's going to be 2 outs now for the Panthers, as I'm pretty sure that was a called strike. So an 0-2 count on Kiesling.
What a throw by Mealy. Eastbrook seems like 127 feet and 8 inches, and I tell you, he had him out. He was just about waiting for the runner to slide into the glove.
Looked like he was literally sitting there waiting for just a few seconds for him to finally slide in to be caught, to be tagged out. And that's the first pitched ball of this at-bat.
Mealy, a real quick pop release. I finally figured out what it was. From
And
the pop of the glove to the throw to second.
And another ball.
And what did you say his speed was? Did you know?
He is under 2 seconds, which is better than the Division II colleges that they went down to Evansville and watched. And I know last year he and Peyton Hurd both had the top 2 pop times on the team. And I want to say Caleb's was a 2 flat, and Peyton's was as Kiesling gets walked. But I want to say Mealy's was a 2 flat, and Peyton's was 2.2 or a 2.3. I don't necessarily remember completely, as it looks like Coach Ugan definitely making that change.
It's going to be Josh Jennings.
And let's go to break, and we'll be back.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day. And never forget, we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And we're back as Jennings is finishing up his pitches. And Jennings, again, like I said, pitched his first start against the South Adams Starfires and almost picked up the win with an ERA of 1.31 on the night, but the Starfires able to come back and win in the bottom of the 7th. And he is going to be facing the number 3 hitter, Mason Hale, also the designated hitter for Dylan Joseph, who's playing second base today. And he's going to have a runner on first, which is going to be the walk by Eddie Kiesling. And the Panthers have 2 outs and a 9-4 lead.
What do you think the chances are trying to steal this guy with 2 outs?
I would not suggest it to the Panthers.
Very slim and none.
And
Boy, he got a big lead off there, and I tell you what, he does that again. Mealy come up ready to fire.
I believe
and I know the distance between the plate and first base is 90 feet.
And that one's in the dirt. Now ball 2. Or I'm sorry, I counted that one last one as a ball. It should have been a strike. Now a 1-1 count with 2 outs. And the girls are down 10-0 with a new pitcher, J.C. Rogers, and that one's fouled off and caught by Caleb Mealy. Now a 1-2 count. And the runner not getting as much of a... he got a big lead off there, and Mealy turning to look to throw him out, but that pitch high, now 2-2 count.
Yes, I sure wouldn't be getting off there. I know you want to be able to score, but boy, with Mealy's arm, I mean.
Jennings out of the stretch, rings him up looking for the 3rd out of the inning. And with that, let's go to break and we'll come back and talk about it.
Okay.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And the Bruins are going to be leading off with freshman Drew Caldwell to start the top or the bottom of the 4th inning. And Vince?
Well, Drew Caldwell's 1 for 2 on the game, bunt single, but in the inning for Eastbrook, 1 run on 2 hits, singles by Hayes and leadoff batter Bragg.
And this one's going to be hit up the middle, and the shortstop able to make the play and make the throw just in time as Caldwell rings up the 1st out of the inning.
Caldwell really hustling down the line, made that a close play.
And now the catcher to the sophomore, Caleb Mealy, up to bat. Caleb Mealy playing for the Indiana Prospects in the summertime after high school baseball. Does a lot of traveling for the sport. And the pitch comes in, and that's going to be in the dirt. And it does look like we have a new pitcher, number 35. Nope, still Matt Hollers. So no changes yet.
Mealy's hit by the pitch in the 1st inning, singled in the 3rd, scored 2 runs. He scored 2 of the 4 runs for Blackford.
And Mealy's going to hit a high fly ball out into right center field. The right fielder runs over and makes the play. Now 2 outs for the Bruins. It's still down by 5, 9-4 as Blaine Riddle comes up to bat.
That was a nice hit ball and a good catch by the right fielder. I think that's still Mansbarger out there. Like we said, that kid is a good athlete.
Mansbarger is out in right field.
It looked like the wind was going to blow it over his head. What a catch.
Right. And Riddle struck out and had a bunt single in his last at-bat. And now we've got a 1-0 count.
We're going to have to score here, and if we don't score this inning, we're going to have to put up a big inning in the bottom half of the 6th.
And that pitch, another high pitch for ball 2.
And we're going to have to hold Eastbrook.
And Riddle with a 2-0 count, 2 outs for the Bruins. As Hollers, still your pitcher for the Panthers. A swing and a miss by Riddle. Now a 2-1 count. Holler's doing a decent job out on the mound for the Panthers, getting the job done, but where they're really excelling is with the at-bats, and now a high and inside pitch, ball 3, a 3-1 count for Riddle.
If Blaine gets a good pitch here to hit, he's going to have to really hit it. He's a cleanup batter. You got to have big hits out of your 4 or 5 hitters. That hit him.
That one definitely hit him, and now Riddle's going to take his base for the first runner of the inning. And now that's going to bring up the former cleanup hitter, Dayton Dow, the lefty.
He's hit the ball hard twice. He's singled in the third and I'm in the first inning and a sacrifice fly. Let's see if Coach Hugan sends Riddle here.
And I'm telling you right now, and he does send him. Riddle's on his way as the catcher makes the throw, but Riddle slides in, and he is safe.
He slid in head first. Do you think Coach Hugan had told his players?
You slide in, right?
If you go in standing up and get out.
Now, with the position that Mansbarger is playing, I would love to see Dow throw one down the right field line.
He's way over into right center. I don't know why he's over there.
And Holler steps off the mound, and Riddle goes back.
There's really not very much room between the right fielder and the center fielder, but there's a big gap out there in left center field as Mitchell is still playing. He's playing right directly behind the third baseman. Center field's right over the second base bag, and Mansberger is way off into right center.
And the pitch, another high pitch for Dow. Now a 2-1 count. And there's definitely open real estate in the outfield for these hitters to hit the ball to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Coach Hugan. He's not going to do anything here, but he had Riddle get off second base far more. And there he goes, diving head first back into a base. And like my dad always taught us when we were in Babe Ruth baseball, you better get off there if you're on first base, your whole body length and your arm, and when they throw it, you better be diving head first back into the base.
Exactly. And that pitch on the inside and gets the strike call. Now a 2-2 count for Dayton Dow.
I think Dayton Dow was kind of surprised that one was called a strike.
I was surprised as well, as it looked like it almost hit off of him, and this ball down the right field line, but Plumer makes the play.
Boy, that ball
and steps on first.
That ball was hit like a shot right down to Plumer, and he made a nice play to end the inning.
Locally owned, Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Strait, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straits Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is hiring in Bluffton. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment background screen, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. Go ahead, Vince.
Okay, in the inning for Blackford. Yes, I'm sorry, I flipped my page.
That's all right.
No runs, no hits, one left, and no errors. And my brother Bud has got us live on the broadcast, so welcome, Bud, to the broadcast. And I'll say something that I said at the top of the broadcast when I get a minute.
All right, and now Jennings still the pitcher out of the windup, and this hits all the way over to shortstop. Straight with the play, and Cagle with the stretch and able to get that out, and that's the way the Bruins need to start off these innings.
That's right, an excellent play by Strait. He fielded the ball, and he came up firing. It looks like whatever Coach Hugan told his team that it's really fired them up.
And now we're going to have Ryan Mansbarger up to bat.
And
the girls' game is over, 11-0. It looks like they got run ruled.
Okay, 10-run rule,
yes.
11-0. And when Steve was talking about Peyton Hurd a minute ago, that's his son.
And Mansbarger's going to ground one over to Riddle to Cagle, and Cagle again with the stretch, and now there's going to be 2 outs.
Well, we got 2 outs and the base is empty. Josh Jennings has retired 3 batters in a row.
And now we're going to have Matt Hollers up to bat.
Pitcher.
And this is the point in the inning where the Bruins usually fall apart, and they just need to stay calm and, again, use fundamentals to stay where they're at. And now this one grounded to Riddle, and it goes off the top of his glove. Now this is all the way out into center field, almost to the warning track, as Elam finally gets it in to Braxton Strait.
That ball took a bad hop. I'm going to give him a bad hop double for Hollers. Riddle tried to get it, and the ball bounced over his head, but Jennings is throwing a lot of breaking pitches. He's not even throwing a fastball to these hitters.
And now we've got Anthony Murray up with 2 outs and a runner on second. And Jennings delivers the pitch, another breaking ball, missing the outside strike zone for a 1-0 count.
Well,
Mealy calling a quick timeout to go out and talk to Jennings.
Yes, and while we're doing this, I'll say something that Bud told me before the game when he talked to me on the phone, was that they were trailing Alexandria in a game. You know, we were getting beat bad, and they said, hey, we're better than them.
Yep.
We're going to come back and win this game, and they did. That's the mindset the Bruins are going to have. A swing and a miss. As we get 6 outs to work with.
Yes, that's exactly right. A swing and a miss, now a 1-1 count.
We got to hold them here.
1-1 count, 2 outs on the Bruins.
Nice pitch.
And another swing and a miss.
That ball really broke sharp, and he did not have any chance of hitting that one.
And now we have a 1-2 count on Murray. Bah. Can't read. And Jennings with the pitch, another breaking ball, and he actually gets a piece of it this time, and it's going to be fouled off.
Fouled it off.
That looks like it may have hit Mealy as Mealy's walking over towards the dugout.
No, it did. It caught him right off the bare hand, I think, or off the knee.
Unsure what's going on.
Coach Hugan is out to check on him. Mealy looks like he said, just get away from me for a few minutes, Coach, and I'll be all right. Tony's got his back turned to him, and now he's got some water. And let's go to a break, and we'll be right back after this. Yes.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koffels Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming.
And we're going to be back as Mealy now says he's okay, and the way he was acting, it looked like he may have taken one up under the mask as the third strike is now delivered by Jennings to get the third out of the inning, and we're going to go into the bottom of the 6th after these quick words from our sponsors.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asks, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
With 30 years of experience, Jeff and Aubrey Straight, owners of Straight's Drywall and Paint LLC, can help you with any project you have, from commercial and residential remodel to new construction. Give your home that new touch of color. Give them a call at 765-499-9416. And don't forget to follow them on Facebook.
Well, the bottom of the sixth inning, Eastbrook had one hit, the double by Hollers. No Blackford errors, no runs, one left. So we head to the bottom of sixth. We got 6 outs to work with to score five runs, at least to tie the game. Here's Straight leading off. Nice attempt to bunt. He fouled it off.
And that's going to bring up the first strike of the at-bat, an 0-1 count now for Braxton Straight.
Straight, a sacrifice fly and a pop out to the first baseman. And I got Braxton now 4 for 15 in the conference.
And looking to get his first hit as a swing and a miss. Now strike 2.
He's batting .267 in the conference.
And for his overall, he's got a .327 batting average, 16 hits and 7 RBIs. And this one's going to be a pop fly, and the third baseman running in towards the Bruin dugout, and he bobbles it a little bit but makes the catch, and that's going to be the first out of the inning.
What a catch. That third baseman hustling over there, and the ball hit his glove and popped up. I thought it was going to pop out of his glove, but he caught it. And here we got Branston Wine batting, and let's see if Coach Hugan may try to have him bunt. But, again, he hit a home run last night, so maybe not.
And the pitch is coming in from Branston, high and outside, ball 1.
Coach Hugan, again, very positive with the hitter. I don't know. I think he's letting him swing away if it's in there.
Branston with a 1-0 count. Holler's still the pitcher, and this one's down and in the dirt.
Now it's 2-0. Tony really encouraging his young hitter. He may be taken till he gets a strike on him. I wouldn't know for sure, but
a 2-0 count for the sophomore, and he takes one outside. Now a 3-0 count.
He's taking this pitch, I guarantee you.
I've seen crazier things happen, but here we go as Holler's still out of the windup. And he did take that one, and the umpire gives him the call on the outside corner.
I used
strike
to
1.
tell my little league kids, if I give you a green light and a 3-0 pitch and you swing, you better hit that ball out the infield. If you ground out to the pitcher, I'm going to be mad at you.
Yep, and that one's going to be on the inside. Now a 3-2 count.
Branston Wine turned his head to look in the air like, oh, my goodness. And again, I don't know who these umpires are, but
well, that was the same call that Dayton Dow had a few at-bats ago.
There's ball 4. Wine's on first. He's got pretty good speed, and here comes Jacob Ross, who's flied to left and struck out swinging. Oh, we've got Josh Jennings. Sorry, Jennings, that's right. Ross left the game. Jennings will be the batter. I don't have him down for any at-bats in the conference.
Not in the conference, but on the season, he's batting a .333 with a .600 on-base percentage. 1 hit and 2 RBIs as he takes the first pitch, checks the swing.
Pitch all the way, and there's the strike. I know Wine's got some good speed. He's talking to Coach Banner. Coach Banner saying, get off there more, Wine. He's about 3 steps off the base.
And another one in the strike zone. Now Jennings down in the count, 0-2.
Wine looks back at Bobby Banner. I think Bobby wants him off there more, but, not playing varsity before, he doesn't know how big of a lead to give.
And Holler's still your pitcher out of the stretch, and Jennings is going to get a little looper to Short, and Short doesn't handle it well, and he still tries to get the out, but Jennings is going to be safe on first.
Would that be a base hit, or would you?
I believe that would be an error if you ask me.
Okay. Like I said, I'm used to scoring Little League baseball, and I tell you, high school's a lot different.
That's going to bring up the senior,
Cagle.
Tyler Cagle. I don't know why I kept wanting to call him Aaron. He probably want to throw swings with me if he found that out. And this one's going to be fly to right field as Mansbarger comes in and makes the catch. And that's going to be 2 outs on the inning as Charlie Cranston, it looks like, is going to be the next batter. Nope, I apologize. That's going to be Shane Elam.
Well, Shane's doubled and singled and reached on the fielder's choice. We need a big hit out of the junior right here. It looks like Caldwell's on deck, so we're not having any changes yet.
No changes yet. The Bruins down 9-4 to Eastbrook as that pitch is on the outside corner. Now an 0-1 count.
See if we can make these Panthers pay for that error on the shortstop. I mean, we need to score here really bad. You got to be tough out. You don't want to make the third out of the inning here.
And the pitcher Holler steps off, and
well, that time Wayne got a bigger, Wayne got a bigger lead off second.
And this is going to be grounded over to the second baseman, and he makes the play look easy. As we're going to go into the top of the 7th, the Bruins still down 9-4.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And Vince, you got some stats for us?
Yes, I do. We batted 5 batters that inning. Eastbrook made 1 error. There were no runs, no hits. We left 2. So the totals for Blackford on the game, Blackford has 4 runs, 8 hits. We've committed 2 errors. We've left 7 runners on base. Eastbrook, a big inning in the second inning, scoring 7 runs on 8 hits. They have 9 runs, 16 hits, and they've committed 1 error.
And Jennings out of the wind-up, a swing and a miss. It looks like he may have fouled it off, and Mealy takes another one.
Another foul ball right off the body somewhere. He's lumping around. Earlier when Coach Hugan came out, Mealy said, "Just get away from me, Coach." And
Mealy not walking anywhere near Hugan as Hugan walks away from him, shaking his head.
Checking on his catcher. I know Coach Hugan does not want to take him out of the game. I know that much. And Mealy wants to stay in there.
Yeah, I know that.
He may be the best catcher in the conference as a sophomore.
I agree. And now Mealy back in the game, and this curve ball is going to be a grounder to Riddle to Cagle, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. A nice play by the...
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
A nice play by Riddle, and the good stretch by Cagle, able to get the out, and let's keep this good fundamental baseball going, and hopefully the Bruins
can... Number 9 hitter.
And Blake Mitchell up to bat, and he's going to get a piece of it and foul it off.
And as Steve said, this young man played the youth ball with Blackford, and then he moved to Eastbrook to be with his dad, and he wasn't even on the varsity roster today either. But he's 2 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt.
Another breaking ball by Jennings, another nice play by Riddle to get the second out of the inning, and these Bruins are looking really solid here in the bottom of the top of the 7th inning.
Well, Jennings has faced 7 men and retired 6 of the 7. just giving up a double to Holler, and that was a bad hop double over Riddle's head.
And now we've got the leadoff batter, Dylan Bragg, up to bat.
And he's 2 for 4.
Another breaking ball inside, ball 1.
That was kind of like, I'm showing you that pitch, kind of a brushback a little bit.
A 1-0 count now for Bragg. Jennings throws one outside and in the dirt.
That was way outside in the dirt. Maybe Bragg gave him a luck, and Caldwell thought, boy, he may come out of the, or Jennings, I mean.
And again, Jennings another one in the dirt. Now 3 straight balls pitched.
Excuse me, Jennings is real little compared to the batter, so if there was a fight and nobody helped him, I think Jennings would be pinned by the batter.
And now Jennings with a fastball right down the middle, belt high, gets strike 1.
I think they knew he was taking that all the way, and that's one of the few fastballs that Jennings is throwing.
And Jennings with another fastball, as this one's a high fly ball, and Dayton Dow's under it. And he makes the play, and that's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the Bruins, just what they needed to take us in to the last and final inning, and we'll be back right after these words from our few sponsors.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two. Available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
The Panthers just finishing up their warm-up, and I think you got some stats for us, don't you?
Yes, Josh Jennings, excellent job of pitching. Riddle, great job of fielding on 2 of those plays. Cagle, again, making a nice stretch on a couple of them. And then Dow making a good catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. We need 5 runs.
5 runs, and we're starting off with the sophomore, Drew Caldwell.
Caldwell, 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and ground ball to short. Third baseman creeping up. See if Tony has him taking it till he gets the strike call.
And he does, as that pitch is well behind him, and Caldwell.
Ball 1. That was way outside and in the dirt. I think Coach Hugan may be thinking, let's make this kid work. Don't swing till you get a strike on you.
He has to be getting close to finishing out his pitches, as Indiana now has a pitch count and a pitch limit that these pitchers can throw.
Yes, that was way high and inside. Tony not even looking at the batter, picks up some dirt. Now I saw with the hand palm out, that's a sign to the Bruin hitter.
A 2-0 count for the freshman Drew Caldwell as he takes one inside. Now 3 straight pitched balls.
3-0's the count. I'll be very surprised if he swings at this one. I think the philosophy is, if he's going to walk us, let's go. Again, Eastbrook only 2-9 on the season.
And he does walk him with another inside pitch, and that's going to be giving Drew the first runner. And it doesn't look like Eastbrook plans on making any changes anytime soon as the sophomore, Caleb Mealy's up to bat.
As you said, Eastbrook only brought 10 players over tonight, so they've got a designated hitter in there, so they're in the game already. Here's Mealy.
No outs, a runner on first, and Mealy takes the first pitch, a check swing in the dirt for ball 1.
Yes, he looked like he was going to offer sitting there. That's 5 consecutive balls. Coach Hugan really, really positive now.
And Holler's getting ready for the pitch, and Mealy's going to ground one, and it goes foul.
I'll tell you about a regional game that we saw out here when Lee Selvey, a friend of Bud and mine, was coaching Jay County. They were behind in the regional 7-0. Going to the bottom of the 7th, Anderson Madison Heights, and some reason they wanted to save their pitcher for Marion that night. He'd already won. They brought in a new relief pitcher, and Jay County scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 7th on the grand slam by Mitch Petro.
Nice.
Shannon Stiegelman drives in the winning run in the bottom half of the 8th, and boy, you talk about a team.
And Mealy's going to ground one. The shortstop with a diving catch can't make the throw to second in time, and both runners are going to be safe. A nice play by the shortstop to keep it in the infield, but couldn't make the throw as he tried making it on his back, as now the Eastbrook coach is out to call timeout.
I think the shortstop is shaken up. Nice diving stop by the shortstop, and I believe that is Dylan Bragg.
It is Dylan Bragg, and it looks like the Panthers are going to make a change.
Well, like I said, Eastbrook only 2-9 on the year. 1-3 in the conference. They may be thinking the way Blackford did, what's going to happen now?
And looks like the coach, I don't see him making a change. He's just out there to talk to his boys.
Maybe he was giving the shortstop a breather. What I was going to say about Mealy when he got hit that first time and he was over there in pain, and Coach Hugan came out quickly to check on him, and he gave him the sign, get away from him. He showed him where he was hurt. Next thing I knew, Coach Hugan was turning the dugout. They threw out a water bottle, and Mealy squirted on his head, then took a big drink. And I tell you, it's got to be hot for both catchers out there.
Oh, it's definitely got to be hot as the Bruins.
Well, here's Riddle. We need a big hit out of Blaine. He
Riddle
struck out, singled, and was hit by the pitch.
Riddle with runners on first and second. The Bruins down by 5, 9-4 in the bottom of the seventh, and he takes that first pitch for strike one.
Yeah, so it looks like Coach Hugan's saying take the first pitch, make him throw a strike, and then if it's in there, you give it a ride. And
now Blaine with an 0-1 count. Both runners with a short lead, not getting off too far, and that pitch is going to be high for ball one.
High. You know, this pitcher may be running out of gas a little bit.
He's been pitching all 7 innings.
It's just as tough, really, on a pitcher sometimes as a catcher.
And this one's going to be away and in the dirt. And now a 2-1 count for the senior Blaine Riddle. With runners on first and second, and it doesn't look like the Panthers have any intention of changing Hollers out. They're going to let him try to finish it, and that pitch down the middle, and Riddle fouls it off. Now a 2-2 count.
That was a nice swing there by Blaine. He may have thrown him a little off-speed pitch there, and he was out in front of it. We need a hit. This is Riddle batting cleanup today. Dow hitting fifth. He's usually the cleanup batter, and Straight batting sixth, so we got some veteran hitters coming up that know how to play the game.
And Riddle going to get just enough of this one to foul it off.
First I thought he struck him out, then I saw the umpire with both hands in the air for
he hit that one off the end of the bat.
Blaine hustling down the first base, but if he had been struck out, he couldn't advance, but the runners would have been able to advance easily.
Exactly.
Especially Caldwell and Mealy, who have Caldwell really good speed on second.
And now we have a 2-2 count. The pitch comes in, and Riddle's going to foul another one off down the third base line.
And I think Blaine's got the same mindset that my brother said they had, that we're not going to make it out here in the bottom of the seventh.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be the first out. I'm not going to be the second out. And definitely, I'm not going to be the third out.
And did I miss something? Because that does not look like Caleb Mealy sitting out on first base. Do we have a courtesy runner?
We must have a courtesy runner for Mealy. Like I said, he's probably kind of worn out. I can't tell who that is running.
And whoever it is has a really big leadoff as Hollers throws one in the dirt, and now we have a full count.
I'm trying to check his number. Bobby Banner talking to the first base runner, telling him, full count, that ball's on the ground. You better be hustling to second because they get a force out. Nice lead by the runner on first. Nice lead by Caldwell at second.
And Riddle calls a timeout and goes down to talk to Ugan with the full count. Runners on first and second, no outs for the Bruins.
Any kind of hit in the gap, and Mansberger's still playing way in the right center. The center fielder now playing left of the mark, and Mitchell is way off the line and left. Boy, if Blank could hit one down either line, we're in business.
And that's going to be a ball four, and we're walked with bases loaded now. No outs for the Bruins, and the tying run should be on deck. And now the coach of the Panthers bringing in, looks like he's going to have a new pitcher, and it looks like it's going to be Plumer is going to be the pitcher, and they're going to make some changes. And while we figure all the changes out, we'll be back after this word from our sponsors.
Locally Family-owned Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straits Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And we're back, Vince, as we're still trying to figure out who that runner is out on second base. We still don't have any idea. The new pitcher for the Panthers is going to be number 6, the shortstop, Dylan Bragg. And the Haulers is now pulled from the game. And I believe that it's Alex Barney is going to be out on second. Plumer's still at first. And the third baseman still hasn't changed any. But Dylan Joseph, who was playing second, is now at shortstop.
Okay, and this Bragg kid, Dylan Bragg coming on the pitch was the one that made the diving stop at shortstop in this inning, and he looked like he was kind of shaken up. But this young man looks like he can really pitch. Is he limping out there on the mound? Can you tell?
No, it doesn't look like he's limping. It looks like he's walking just fine. And now it looks like we're ready, and Dayton Dow is going to be the pitcher, is going to be the batter for the Bruins with bases loaded, no outs, down by 5, 9-4 in the bottom of the 7th.
Dayton Dow singled in the first, sacrifice fly in the third, grounded out to the first baseman. He's batting .333 in the conference.
And a big swing and a miss,
and
he's going to have strike one.
Including today, Dayton Dow came in 4 for 13 in the conference, 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. So we need a big hit out of Dayton. He's capable of doing it.
Dayton takes one on the outside for a 1-1 count.
And I think I heard a lot of cheering over there from the Bruin dugout. We haven't given up yet here.
And we have no reason to give up, and we shouldn't be giving up, as Dow now takes a 2-1 count.
The catcher's going out to talk to his pitcher. Tony Ugan's going to talk to his batter. Dayton nods his head and touches his helmet and walks back to the plate. Catcher, very quick talk with the pitcher. Big pitch of the game, big batter.
And Dow with a 345, and this is a high fly ball. It looks like it's going to be out of play. Now a 2-2 count.
Okay, Dayton Dow's been one of our best hitters in the conference, too. He has 2 doubles and 4 RBIs, and we need a big hit out of Dayton now. That's outside.
Outside, now the count full.
Boy, Tony Ugan really positive down there now. He's got a lot of options here. They're not going to go anywhere, and if Dayton can hit one out there in left center field, he ought to be able to get a double and drive in all 3 runners. There's ball 4.
And ball 4, and the Bruins get the walk to score the run. And now they've broke into this lead, now 9-5.
For Dayton Dow, his 4th run batted in of the game. And in the conference, he had 4 RBIs. He's got 8 RBIs in conference game. That's by far the most runs batted in by a Bruin. Here's Braxton Straight. He usually bats second. He batted leadoff last night, hitting 6. So we're really about the top of the order.
And he's going to hit one. It's a high fly ball. It looks like Plumer's calling everybody off, and he makes the out. And remind me how Riddle got on base.
How did Blaine get on
base?
this inning with the base on balls.
That's what I
On
thought.
a full count.
And so as Straight flies out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning, that's going to bring up the left-handed hitter, Branston Wine. And I was just looking up the stats for this pitcher, Dylan Bragg. His ERA is a 10.04 as he throws one high and outside for ball
maybe
one.
We can make it go higher here. Wine took one outside. I think Coach Hugan may be having him take till he gets the strike on him.
A 1-0 count with bases loaded and one out. And Wine fouls one off.
He hacked that one out. Coach Hugan still trying to be positive with his hitters.
The Bruins just down by 4 now with a score of 9-5.
We can have the tying run at the plate, and there'll be Jennings on deck.
And this one's going to get by him as... Oh, that's Ridge Dunica. No wonder. Ridge Dunica comes in and scores. He was the runner for Caleb Mealy. And we've got a 2-1 count for Dayton Dow. And now the Bruins only down by 3.
That would definitely have to be a wild pitch, and Dunica scores. Good to see Red score.
The score 9-6 now for the Bruins. Down by 3 with a 2-1 count. Now a 3-1 count on Dayton Dow as Bragg's struggling to find the strike zone.
Yes, Coach Hugan's going to have him taking this pitch, I'm pretty sure.
And the pitch comes in, and it's right down the middle, a fastball.
He was taking it all the way. Now, if he comes in there again, Branston, you got to hit the ball.
And Branston's with a 3-2 count, 1 out, runners on second and third. The Bruins down by 3. Branston the tying score. And that pitch is it. It's out into left field, just over the third baseman's head. And Riddle's going to score standing up, and Dow staying on third.
Nice hit by Branston Wine, a single right over the third baseman's head out in the left field. And the score is Riddle. Coach Hugan had the windmill going for Dow. When he saw Mitchell field the ball out there, he quickly put up the stop sign. And we're going to have Brandon Strobel now running for
Branston Wine.
That's another good move because Strobel knows how to run the bases. And Wine wasn't even getting a very big lead off there the last time. So here we go.
And the Bruins with 1 out, runners on first and third. Jennings is the batter, and it looks like the umpire's still recording some information about the pinch runner, and Bob Banner coming in maybe to talk to him.
Yes, I think Bobby was telling him who was going to be running at Strobel. And last night we got confused on the score, but I was totally into the game by the athletic director, Marty Wells. The final score last night, we had it right, Steve.
Yeah, we did.
13, Blackford 3.
14-3.
But it wasn't. It was 13. Well, the official score he said would have been 13-3. And
Bragg puts one in the strike zone for Jennings.
That's what he told me.
Wow.
Somehow the umpire had scored a run for Blackford, and I had thought that Mealy scored that he didn't.
And a swing and a miss by Jennings. Now down in the count, 0-2, as Bragg finding the strike zone.
I don't know. You take a chance of a strikeout throwout, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Strobel's running on this pitch.
And he is. He's going, and the catcher throws it right back to first. And they back to the pitcher. The catcher throws back to the pitcher and lets him have that pitch. And now we have a 1-2 count as runners are on second and third. And Jennings.
I thought maybe what they tried to do, throw to the pitcher, hoping it was a double steal.
And Jennings gets a piece of this one. It's hit out to center field, and this one's going to drop in the grass as Dow is going to score. And Strobel with a head-first slide into third with the throw, and he's going to be safe. And now the Bruins only down by 1 in the bottom of the 7th with only 1 out and runners on first and third again.
Was that Jennings, the batter?
Yes.
What a hit by the young man, Josh Jennings. He singles, Strobel scores.
And now we're going to have the senior Tyler Cagle up to bat with Jennings on first and Strobel on third.
That would have been Dow that scored.
Yes.
Strobel head first slide into third. I think when the The runner went in standing up, was tagged out. Tony told him, "You guys better be sliding," because that was definitely a Pete Rose stretched out.
Coach Hugan was down on his knees telling Strobel to get down.
And telling him to get down, and then when the umpire came there to make the call, Tony had both hands out in the safe call.
Yes, he did, and Bragg's out of the stretch. And Cagle starts the bunt but pulls it back, and that pitch is high for ball one.
I think Cagle just went around the bunt to throw the pitcher off. Cagle coming in today was 1 for 6 in the conference on 167 batting average.
And this is going to be a fly bunt, and the runners, and they're going to turn a double play, and that's going to do it for the Bruins as the Jennings got too far off of first with that bunt. And that's going to do it for this game. Let's go to a commercial, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And we're back as the Bruins now 7-12 on the season. The Eastbrook Panthers improved their record now to 3-10 on the season. And Vince, what do you got for us?
Well, the last batter, Cagle, tried a bunt. The ball was popped up in the air. The pitcher, Bragg, who was the shortstop, who made a nice diving stop playing shortstop in the bottom of the seventh, caught the ball, and Jennings was off there, and then they just threw to first for an easy double play to end the game. So Blackford scores 4 runs in top half of the seventh, 4 runs on 3 hits, singles by Caleb Mealy. Branston Wine, a real nice hit. He was 2 for 3 today with a walk also. And then Jennings with a nice hit. So Blackford ends up getting beat 9-8. Bruins dropped to 7-12 on the year, 0-5 in the CIC. The Eastbrook Panthers will improve. I had 2-9 coming in, so they'll be 3-9 on the year.
That may be right.
2-3 in the conference. Well, we said we need to get off to a fast start, and we did. Eastbrook did not score a run in the first inning, we had an error and then a stolen base, and then the kid was throwing out 2-5. Yeah, he stole second, then he was throwing out 2-5 by Mealy.
Yes.
And then a strikeout, and it looked like it was off to a good start, and then we scored. Elam doubled, Caldwell singled, Mealy was hit by the pitch, and then we only scored 3 runs on 4 hits. So after that, then the one bad inning again, the second inning, Eastbrook scored 7 of their 9 runs in the second inning. And
one bad inning seems to be the MO for these Bruins.
Yes, just one bad inning. So for Eastbrook, I had them for 9 runs, 8 hits in the second inning. That'd be 4 in the third. That's 12, 13, 14, 16 hits.
They had a lot of hits. They were definitely hitting the ball well today.
They committed 1 error.
So with that said,
positive things you can take from this game.
I know that if you ask me, there's a lot of positives to take from this game, as well as a lot of negatives. I mean, our pitching is killing us, it seems like, this year. And I know Peyton Hurd goes back to the doctor tomorrow at 4 o'clock, so we may find out what's going on with him. And I know he was disappointed because he wanted to play against Eastbrook. But it just seems like pitching is killing the Bruins, and I believe that we're just using Jake Ross more than we need to because the other pitchers just aren't getting it done. And now Jake Ross struggling late in the season, so it just seems like pitching is our Achilles right now.
Well, I got a couple of positive things to take out of this disappointing, heartbreaking loss.
Yeah, I mean, the Bruins
Again,
losing 9-8.
Every time I've been on the broadcast, Blackford's lost, so now I'll know.
It's all your fault, Vince.
So I got to tighten up that weak link in the chain. And
You
the
do.
fence.
So what positives do you
Well,
have?
the positives I had really on the disappointing, heartbreaking loss for Blackford was the positive was after we got behind, we really kept battling. We never gave up. And we saw our younger players. I mean, I think Jennings pitched really well in relief.
Yes, I think Jennings may have found a permanent spot on the varsity roster.
He faced 8 batters and only 1 reached, and that was on a bad hop over Riddle's head.
Yep.
Or he would have retired all the batters. The next thing is I was really impressed with Branston Wine at the DH position. He ends up going 2 for 3 with 2 singles, ground to second, and walked. The young man's going to need to know how to get off the bases, though. I know, there's a lot of difference between JV and varsity.
Big differences.
And, we got a kid on there that can pick you off first. I knew he didn't want to get picked off, but my goodness, he's got to get a lead off there. Like I said, my dad always told us, you get off there with your body length, and you got to practice it. You estimate how far you are and where you can get back in, diving into first base, then you got a big enough lead. If you can go back in standing up like Wine did,
yes,
then you got to get off there farther. And I think that's what Bobby Banner, the first base coach, was trying to communicate with him. And I thought that Tony Hugan in the bottom half of the inning after Wine single did an excellent job by getting Strobel in there to run for Wine.
Right.
And Strobel stole second. And then, the hit for Jennings and Cagle, I think if Coach Hugan would have had it back, he may not have any bunt. But, if the bunt's on the ground, I think, he was thinking, well, we can tie the game up.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yes, I know when you're out there coaching third, it's a tough job to do. Matter of fact, in Little League, you're going to kick a big laugh out of this. I think I fired myself 3 or 4 times from coaching third base in my years because sometimes I did a horrible job.
Yeah.
But the Bruins didn't give up. Come back from a game like that to be 9-8. I know they got to be disappointed though. I don't know who Eastbrook's all played, but their record's 3-9, 2-3 in the conference. And I think our next 2 conference games coming up are against at Alexandria, and then
who's always a tough opponent.
That's tough to play there in Madison County.
Yep.
And then our last game, CIC game,
should be Madison Grant.
Madison Grant.
At Madison Grant, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's at home.
I thought it was a home.
It is at home. You're right.
And then we just kind of still have kind of a young team, and I don't know. Maybe the seniors are getting kind of senioritis. I don't know.
We're getting to the end of the school year, so.
But I'd like to say one thing before we close the broadcast.
Go ahead.
I'd like to tell the young men and women of Blackford High School, the 2018 graduating class, that it's been fun to know you and to watch you play athletics. You guys are a good group of kids, and be careful on prom night. Be careful and have a good time and stay out of trouble.
Exactly.
That's all I got to tell them.
Yep. Be responsible.
Yes, that's true. You go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. Be responsible. Have a good time. I know I've been there. You've probably been there to a couple of proms. It's a good time. It's something that you'll never forget. But you got to don't do anything stupid, is what my mom always said.
That's right. And as Forrest Gump would say, stupid is,
stupid does. And with that, we're going to end on Forrest Gump, and we look forward to bringing this live stream to you, and we hope everybody enjoys it, and we look forward to catching up with you another time.
Yes, so everybody have a good afternoon, and I don't think we're back on the air till Monday, is that right?
I think it's. I know we're off for the rest of the week, so
yes, well,
enjoy your week.
Yes, thank you. You too, Steve. Thank you for letting me join you in the broadcast. I think we're getting better at each game, maybe.
I think so.
But, again, another heartbreaking loss for the Bruins as we lose 9-8. And with that, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.